Hey, what is up, Planeswalkers, and welcome to the arena. I am your host, Mint Alpha Lotus. On this channel, we always try to keep things very chill, but we always stay mint. So today, I've got another premier draft of the new set Edge of Eternities for you all. Last session, a couple of days ago, was my first draft. We went 3-3, which was not fantastic, but I don't think we were in the right lane. I think we made a few choices early on. We probably should have shifted more into white looking back at how the draft went. And then in our games, we duffed a few things, absolutely, made a few very bad choices, and misunderstood a few cards. We took a lot of lessons out of that game, though, and this is still early days for the set. So, you know, like, there's always going to be things that in the first week or so of the set, until you get like half a dozen games under your belt, it's going to be confusion. For us, the big one was the difference between Close Encounters and Diplomatic Relations. Those two cards look very similar, but they work very differently. I think that Close Encounters is definitely not as good a card as Diplomatic Relations, in my opinion. So one mistake we made last game, or last session, was that we tried to use a Death Toucher with Close Encounters. And Close Encounters does not, like Death Touch does not go through Close Encounters. It does for Diplomatic Relations because the creature deals the damage to the other creature, but with Close Encounters, it does not, because it's... choosing the creature is an additional cost to casting the spell. And so then the spell does the damage equal to the creature's power. It's a bizarre technicality, but those two cards, as similar as they look, are actually quite different. I guess, like, in essence, Close Encounters is not really a punch spell. So that's kind of, you know, disappointing. So today we're going to go through another draft and hope that we do a little better. Our first pick was pretty good last time, but it was a dual color. It was blue-green, and I think we got trapped maybe a little bit too much into picking too much green. And I think in that draft there were a ton of people picking green based on like some of the stuff that we were getting late game, and even blue was really drying up, but white was quite solid. So it might have been better to try to do like a go wide strategy, and then maybe either splash blue or green, one or the other, and then use that imago that we got in order to make some of those small tokens that we could have got through white much larger, punch through that way. And with Halia, that might have been a real possibility. But new day, gonna take those lessons that we learned last time, and 3-3 is not bad. That's a 50% win rate, which for the first week is quite good. Now, I mean, we are still in silver, so the competition is maybe not all that fierce. And we did get lucky in a few games where opponent messed up a few things as well. But that's how Magic works. You know, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you, to quote the Big Lebowski. So anyway, today, yeah, we're going to do another draft, see how that goes. We also have this very exciting Arena Direct sealed Edge of Eternities collector booster tournament going on soon, which is, you know, starting in about 100 hours. So get ready for that, because I think that's something that I'm going to do. I might not do it on stream. I think I might just do it and record it and see how that goes. But either way, very exciting. I'm not expecting to win any booster boxes. I think, yeah, you have to get 7 wins to even get 1 booster box. Now, 6 wins would be pretty cool. It's a fairly hefty price to enter, but I seem to recall Final Fantasy was 8,000 gems, but you got a box at 6 and 2 boxes at 7, I think it was, or was it a box at 7 and 2 at 8? Either way, I mean, you don't get anything unless you get 3 wins, and then at 3 wins you get at least most of your entry fee, a little more than half of your entry fee back. These are always exciting. I must say that it's not something I ever generally take part in because, like, I just don't do that much sealed, but since the release of this set, I've been doing a lot more sealed, and sealed is very exciting. I mean, it is seriously like pulling a slot machine arm, because what you get in your packs is what you get, and there's no way around that. So anyway, we'll give that a try. It'll be something different, something exciting. But for today, we're going to go and do a premier draft of Edge of Eternities. Now, we have to kind of see what we get pick one, pack one. and then go from there. All right, so let's get this party started. So before we get going, if you enjoy what I do, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you want to keep up to date on more videos, more releases, more live streams. I try to stream at least 3 times a week for a couple of hours. I'm still in the early days of streaming, so I'm, keeping it a little bit shorter for now until I get more of the hang of this, work out all the technical details, get used to talking and playing at the same time, which is quite a challenge. And then also all of the ins and outs of using all the streaming software. There's a lot. There is absolutely a lot. So, it's been a learning curve. All right, here we go. What do we get? I'm definitely not very thrilled by Adiaga. It is kind of playable. I wouldn't say it's something I would want to first pick, though, necessarily. I mean, to station at 12 for this artifact or enchantment you control, except it's legendary. I don't know. I would think I would much rather go for the Ilvoy Infiltrator, which is like a really solid blue card. The Gravkill is fantastic and quite splashable. There's also Honor, which is incredible card, especially in a double spell deck. Or the Exosuit Savior is good too. I think I'm just going to go with the, fairly decent removal. I mean, this is just a generally all-around good removal. It doesn't have any limitations on it. It exiles. It's a little bit like Sephiroth's Intervention, but instead of gaining some life and destroying the creature, you exile it. Sacred Foundry, that's cool. Again, something that, maybe not first pick. The Gigastorm Titan that's quite good. Lash Whip Predator is okay. I don't know. I mean, the Prospector is really good too. I'm gonna go with the Titan. I think I'm gonna keep myself pretty open this draft. That was something we didn't really do last time. The Scroll is good as well. Yeah, I mean, the Titan is like a double spell mechanic. And that can come down pretty quick if we could pick up some cheap spells. Like now I wish I picked the Honor. Yeah, the cheaper stuff here, not great. Orbital Plunge is a good card. And of course, the Cryogen Relic is fantastic. But yeah, actually the Hilder Blade is good too. And in black as well. But that's for Void Mechanic decks. We'll take the Titan for now and see how this goes. Gene Pollinator is amazing. Kind of odd to be getting that pick 3, so maybe we try to grab that up. There's also the Atmospheric Greenhouse, which is a very, very good card. Great ship, but let's pick that and stay open for now. The Timeline color, I'm not really that impressed with. It's great in one of these recursive decks, but not something I would want to pick early. Radiant Strike's a really good removal for white, but quite costly. And Tanuk is fantastic as well if you're in red-green. But I don't know that we want to pick that this early. Let's just take the Gene Pollinator and see what we start getting past in the next little while. Let's go with that. We're accruing all the packs. Oh my goodness, a Broodguard Elite, 4th pick. Yeah, I'll take that. Vote Out, another fantastic spell, especially with the Convoke. Real easy to play out. Sammy's Curiosity here as well. Broodguard Elite is devastatingly good in my opinion. That's a fantastic card. Now, I don't want to get trapped into green again is the problem. And we have passed quite a bit of green here. The Scoutlander, fantastic. Hymn of the Faller, really good as well. And I'm seeing a lot more good black here is the thing. The Beamsaw Prospector is a fantastic 2-drop. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we just try to kind of corner the market on black. But again, we have passed a lot of good black stuff. So coming back the other way, I don't know if we're going to see it all again necessarily. And I am a little concerned about getting trapped into one color. But yeah, the Bonesaw Prospector coming down, making a lander token. That's great. So let's go with that. I mean, Hymn of the Faller is probably a little better, but I find picking up good 2-drops in this format is tough. Man, this is just wow, like a Baloth on pick 6. I don't even know what happened here. The Gene Pollinator is fantastic as well, but I think I'm going to pick the Baloth. It's a awesome rare. I have a feeling it's going to get played a lot in Standard as well, so I don't mind having it in my collection. And it is just a really strong card with the Trample, Uncounterable, and another Pollinator here next. Mental Modulation's good. Black is looking like it's drying up by pick 7. But yeah, a second Pollinator out of this pack is not something I'm going to complain about at all. Let's grab that. The Warden, not too bad. Probably the best of what I'm looking at here. The Stinger, maybe a bit later, but I'm going to take the Warden. And now, yeah, now we're looking at like not a whole lot of anything. The Sky Stinger is maybe playable. Thawbringer is not that. Like the Stinger, I'm not excited about. That's for sure. Now maybe the All Fates Scroll as a ramper, but I'm not sure I'm going to play it. All right, the Greenhouse Wield. So it feels like green is maybe a bit open here. Torpedo could be playable. Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. The Entropic Battlecruiser is fantastic, especially with a discard thing. And if you can crew this to 8, then it constantly discards. It forces opponent to discard. Embrace Oblivion's great card as well. Virus Beetle also fantastic, and the Circuit Feeder is another good one. There's no green here really at all. Probably not going to play blue at this point, since green does feel very, very open. Yeah, let's just grab that. I mean, to station it for 1, even that is quite good. Now, the more ships that we get, the more we can get like tapped matters creatures, because that becomes, you know, a much more important thing when you have outlets to easily tap them, tap 2 creatures and have an effect. Yeah, pack's going the other way, a little bit more slow. Mutinous Massacre is, I would think, a good card, but it's kind of conditional. A Wayfarer is great. Swarm Color is good. Bit better in Go Wide. Like, I feel like maybe just taking the Wayfarer... the Expansionist is fantastic in a white deck. Like, absolutely fantastic. There's also another Orbital Plunge here, which is great. And the Pinnacle Killship can be good, in my opinion, if you don't have like a ton of other playables or removal. Now, we haven't seen a lot of great black or green removal, which is a little worrisome. Sothera the Supervoid just got past to me. Okay, I mean, it's definitely tough to trigger this. Like, the Swarm Color is probably way safer, like way safer than this. This is kind of a slow acting sweeper. And I mean, it makes deaths of your creatures a lot more symmetrical. I mean, it just seems like really seriously fun. I think I have to play this just to try it out. I have no idea how I'm going to play that. Weft Walking, this is like a time twister, if memory serves. Yeah, it's kind of a bizarre time twister effect. Now, the Hull Carver here maybe, like Lash Whip Predator, I feel like might be better, but a good 1-drop in a deck like this, we don't really care that much about double spelling anymore. So yeah, maybe we'll go with the Predator. We really need some more removal though. Watery Grave here and a Pinnacle Star Cage on pick 5. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Maybe we pull the Watery Grave. I'm not seeing any blue or any black or green that I want to play. We can pull the Watery Grave and then speculate. Like, Decode Transmissions is okay. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's expensive, but meh. Eldrazi Temple, no. Evendo Waking Heaven, also not good, not playable. There's a Hymn of the Faller here, which is totally playable to draw some more cards, and especially if you can enable Void. And with some Lander tokens, that's totally doable. Yeah, Waking Heaven is not, that's absolutely not playable. No. So let's grab him. Another Titan, interesting. The Swarm color here, I think it's a flyer. It's a 2/4 flyer. Our deck is not looking that great. I'm a little concerned because there's just not that much removal in it. And there still are some pretty good white cards going around. There's like some great blue cards. But I don't really foresee being able to switch lanes here at this point necessarily. Fungal Colossus is not something I'm going to be playing. The Germinating Worm can be okay. It's not like a mind-blowingly good card, but it's definitely better than the Colossus. Another Scroll, a Thawbringer. Let's grab the Modulation because it's something that I could potentially see actually playing, whereas I don't really foresee playing another Scroll. Yeah. Tapestry Warden. I probably don't want to play two of them, but the Comet Crawler, I mean, we could use a 3-drop. It's, again, it's not an amazing card. I think it's better in black and white. Another Swarm color. Probably don't want to play that. Oh, nice. The Hull Carver tabled. Okay, Ice Till Explorer could be very doable. The Amalgam's all right. Let's try it. Yeah, let's try it. I haven't really had a chance to try the Ice Till yet. The Synthesis Amalgam is probably a little better, but I don't really want to splash that. The Zealot is fantastic. Pain for All's a fantastic card. Drix Fatemaker is good. There's another Hull Carver, but yeah, we could really use like another 3-drop, I feel like. Especially one that we can play early on for tokens. Absolutely getting incredibly concerned here that I don't have any removal. Eulogist? That could be okay. Embrace Oblivion may be something we should probably take here just as a removal spell. It's not what I would call like fantastic removal, but it's removal. And I don't know that we need more beefy creatures necessarily. So let's go with that. It's something anyway. Yeah, we may just get rid of the Tapestry Warden. We'll have to look at how our creatures are lining up. Close Encounter, as we said, is not great. The Monoist is pretty good. And it's a 3-drop. We'll take the Close Encounter, but we will definitely not make the mistake again of using it with a creature that has Death Touch, because that will not work. It's at least some removal. Stinger is great. I think at this point, probably want it a little... Well, do we just take another Embrace Oblivion? I mean, wow, has every planet come around? That's kind of funny. Another Embrace Oblivion, like, we don't really have a whole lot of ways to make tokens, is my concern. But, I mean, if we use it with a Gene Pollinator, it might be all right. Something cheap. Lash Whip Predator. Another Decode Transmissions. The Nutrient Block's cool, but Again, I don't think it's something we're going to play. Maybe we try the Predator. Maybe we just go for the Tenderfoot. Like, it's not as good, but Landing Zone. That's a 4-drop. Like, if it was a little bit lower on the curve, I feel like it would be better. Here, I think we just take the Galactic Wayfarer, or maybe even the Kill Ship. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's take the 3-drop. Nothing here really at all. Take the 2-drop, but I don't really see playing that. Fungal Colossus, I don't see. Yeah, I mean, maybe we play that. The Crawler is probably the best of those options. The Eulogist, all right. I mean, we have way too many playables here. We're going to have to cut some things anyway. All right, so where did we net out is the question. So the Lashwood Predator we may be able to play for 4. We do have a lot of 4s here. Let's take a look at our creature curve. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, my interface kind of goofed up there a little bit. So I think we do have too many creatures near the higher end. I think we need to drop a couple of things here, and then maybe even potentially drop something a little bit lower as well. Like, our curve is way too high in the 4s. So we're at a 3.0. So that's all right. What do we drop, though, is a question. I mean, the Tapestry Warden is looking like a pretty good candidate to be dropped. But we do have, like, those 2 Swarm colors feel fantastic. I mean, a Lashwood Predator could be good with the Tapestry Warden. Comic Crawler works. It's not, like, huge benefits or anything like that. But probably worth holding on to. The Battleship, if we can crew that, would be fantastic with the Tapestry Warden. I mean, the issue is, like, we want to curve out, so we want some quick early plays, and stuff like Embrace Oblivion is not an early play. Like, we need to get one of these 3 to get that. The Hymn, again, likewise, not like, great. So do we maybe just try to drop the All Faith Scroll? I don't foresee being that fantastic of a card. I mean, it's okay for ramping, I guess, but not something that I necessarily want to, like, I won't be able to use it very well for drawing cards, unfortunately. The Prospector we definitely want. I'm going to get rid of, I think, the Warden It is useful, but I mean, like on its own, it's not that great. And I want to bring this curve down a lot if I can. The Swarm Collider, I feel like, is a great thing to have. I mean, that's quite easy to crew. The greenhouse... The greenhouse we might be able to cut too, but I do want a few top-end things just to be able to finish out the game. And those with the Drix Fate Maker, like, this gives everything +1/+1, so it works really well with the Fate Maker. Like, it is a great card, I think, in the Counters Matter deck. Yeah, the All Fate Scroll, I don't see it really having a big impact on a deck where I don't have a ton of differently named lands. That's my concern. So we have 16 creatures, 9 non-creatures. We're pretty even with black and green, so that's all right. We need to make 2 more cuts. The question is, what are we going to cut? The last couple of cuts are always some of the hardest. I don't know if we maybe even cut the Comet Crawler and try to pull in the Eulogist. I think that might be a good switch up here. Sothera, yeah, I mean, it's exciting to try to play this. It's going to be so weird. The timing on this is going to be absolutely bizarre. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to work. This is absolutely hilarious. I mean, it is a bit like a Wrath of God that just goes off very slowly. Decode transmissions might be something that we can get rid of. Like, I would really like to get rid of some stuff in the 4-drop range because we just have, like, way too much stuff in 4. But, I mean, the battle cruiser is really a fantastic card. If that can get crewed up to 8, which I really feel like is not that much of a problem with things like Broodguard Elite. I mean, Broodguard Elite can be an automatic crewer right there when you warp it in. It's something that, yeah, can absolutely have a major impact on the board. The Hull Carver is quite nice, but, I mean, if you don't get it in your opening hand, it can be a little tough. I do want to have a few things to be able to draw cards, like Decode Transmissions and Hymn of the Faller are both fantastic for that. They're both sorcery speed, but that's okay. I mean, Hymn is so low casting cost. To try to trigger Void on these things is pretty easy as well. The Tenderfoot, maybe. I mean, we do have a lot of creatures, so maybe the Tenderfoot. It's not a fantastic card. And maybe we just get rid of the Battle Cruiser. Like, I don't think I can have that many 4-drops in this deck and feel comfortable. Maybe getting rid of the greenhouse might even be better. Alright, well, we do have a few lander token generators. We've got 2 Galactic Wayfarers, which I love. The Prospector is fantastic if you can sacrifice him. So something like Embrace Oblivion is perfect for like a Beamsaw Prospector. Yeah, the Battle Cruiser, I feel like maybe the one that has to go. Let's get rid of one of the swarm colors. I think that's probably the way to go. Let's try this again. Why, is this, do we have to go T like this? Yeah, there we go. All right, so I don't really think this is a super deck, let's say. Like, you know, it doesn't strike me as being something that is amazing or anything like that, but I think it's perfectly playable. And I have a feeling it will be some fun. And really, like, at the end of the day, that's what I want to get out of these games. I think if we can play out Sothera and just see how that works, that is something very exciting for me. I absolutely want to see how that is. Hey, Dark After Dark, how are you doing? Alrighty. Yeah, so let's give this a try. See how the games go. That's all we can do. Nothing particularly bomby in the deck, but it is a pretty solid deck, I feel like. As we can get some +1/+1 counters on things. Hopefully if we get some early plays. This is not great, I will say, but I mean everything is fairly playable in the hand. We can try to go for Galactic Wayfarer. I don't feel like mulliganing it is the best idea, especially since we're on the draw. We might draw into something. And we did not. Alright, yeah, opponent's gonna hit me for 1. We are drawing into a lot of land. Let's warp this in, gain 2 life. So we don't have anything else to do on this turn, and we don't have any spacecraft that we can station. I mean, warp is fantastic with stationing, but at this point, I think like just getting the 2 life probably puts us further ahead on board. Because I don't foresee... Well, yeah, I mean, opponent's not doing anything, so that's alright. Alright, we've got some removal. That's cool. Let's get down the Wayfarer, get a token. Alright, so we've got something on board. Definitely feels a little bit better having something down. Monoist, okay. So this turn, I think, question is, do I want to get my elite out and pump the Wayfarer to a 6/6? Or do I just want to blow lander token next? Nah, I think we're gonna... Opponent's got 1 mana open. So let's attack. That way, if opponent does have some sort of trick, we can just, yeah. We can Gravkill in the worst case. I don't really want to Gravkill a Gravpack Monoist. But let's warp this guy in for 3. And then... next turn, we're going to play the Germinating Worm. Alright, 6/6. Next turn we'll also have a 5/5. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand, so I'm sure he's going to have something that he can play. Wow, Secluded Starforge. All right. That is a fantastic card, because he can continue to bounce stuff. Alright, an opponent did not attack, so he's holding back for defense. Try to get in for 6. Okay. Alright. Now, I mean, the question is, you know, is opponent going to have a sweeper here at some point? Hard to say. We'll get 2 life. Next turn, we can always blow the lander token and hold up Gravkill. We've got the Lash Whip Predator. An opponent can start using that Starforge now. He's got 5 extra mana. Alright. Let's attack for 11. I really don't want to overcommit too much to the board. Yeah, alright. And that's okay. Yep. Like, I really feel like it is probably better to just hold up here. Below the lander token. And see if opponent has, I mean, there is the Black Sweeper, the 0 point. I mean, there are so many sweepers in this format that overcommitting the board, I feel like, is not a good plan. I mean, opponent can bounce one of these creatures per turn, but we are pulling ahead a little bit, I feel like. Alright, Sothera, that's fine. Ooh, Starfighter Pilot. Okay. But that's just warped. Sothera's warped in? No. I don't know. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, that's a great card. But how about we do this? Yeah, let's do this. Then we're gonna Gravkill this. Excellent. The exile on Gravkill really came in handy there to get in for quite a lot. Zealot. All right. Play our own Sothera. I really don't know how to get through. I was not expecting the opponent to have a Sothera, let's say that. And then I think I'm going to play this guy for 2. Just again to have another blocker. To have something to sacrifice to Sothera. Because I have a feeling he's going to lose 2 creatures here. And then we attack in with everything. Yep, he's going to create his land. Yep, all right. Okay, so that didn't work. Yeah. I guess we do that. Opponent should probably have tapped the probably tapped the Sothera there. Yeah. Okay, I think that's game. So play that. Bam. All right. Game 1. So, clearly I did not understand how Sothera worked. I was not expecting it to be played against me. And hey, we're in gold. Awesome. Maybe by the end of this week we'll be up in platinum. That's where I want to be by, yeah, the end of this week. And then by next week, maybe even in diamond. I do need to do more drafting. I have not been doing anywhere near enough drafting. Okay, so let's look at Sothera again, because clearly I did not understand how that worked. It is a little bit bizarre. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice Sothera, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So that's a little, yeah, that's going to be a little confusing for sure. It was definitely not a good idea to play it out while I was attacking. It is a much more defensive, it's much more defensive. So it's only at the beginning of your end step if a player controls no creatures. So it's definitely way better as a defensive mechanism, which is why the opponent had it working so well. And the fact that he had like those creature lands works really well, I feel like, with Sothera as well, because mine would not have been able to soak up his creature land. Yeah, anyway, that's yeah, a little more clear, I feel like. But that was not a great game. I mean, I wasn't able to do anything until turn 3, but we still took the lead there and took a win because I feel like the opponent it didn't have a whole lot of plays in general. His creature land was fantastic. He got in for a few points, but he was quickly on the back foot when my creatures started getting pretty big. And I mean, maybe I shouldn't have been trying to play around a sweeper because that ultimately was not, an issue. But yeah, the 0 point thing is kind of scary, especially if it can get played for 6. That's hefty. Not great. This is definitely not great, but we'll play the Gene Pollinator out, and then we can, play Decode Transmissions 3rd turn. At least we do have some removal. There's a lot of land in this hand. It is, I mean, it's all playable, and I don't really want to mulligan this. I'm on the draw. Let's keep it. Hope that we draw into something. And the land is not something. Nice. Opponents on gold as well. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's fantastic for him. We are just drawing land. It's something I'm probably going to have to deal with because that thing gets out of hand pretty quick. At least it will make my guy bigger. Alright, quite good. Another land. Ay, ay, ay. Let's do this. Let's attack. We can trigger... We'll trigger the void on this. See what opponent wants to do. He might not even want to trade, to be quite honest. Nope. Alright. 7, 9. Yeah, I don't even think I can realistically play this now. Alright, let's do it anyway. Whatever. We're going to be very low on life. But I've got to draw into something. I think we Gravkill next turn. Yep, depressurize, yep. Kind of saw that coming. We absolutely have to get rid of that. Because we're about to die with a handful of cards, which is not where I want to be. Nope. That is a fantastic draw. I suspect opponent has some sort of removal in hand, but I mean, this at least gives us a chance. We can still play the Fate Maker next turn. I will unfortunately not be able to warp it in, because I'm sure opponent's got something here. I mean, all they need really is a flyer. Tap target creature, yep. He's gonna tap the Hull Carver. That was... yeah, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, this is... wow, okay. As long as you control an artifact. So, yeah, we've got to block this way. Whoa, not good. Yeah, I mean, I think this is over. We'll see what we draw, but... I have currently no blockers this turn. Oh, alright. That is something. That at least gives us a way to block both, but if he plays a land, he can play that Mechanizoa out again. So let's do this. And there. Again, it's a chance. It's not good. I suspect he's got... yeah, that's game, baby. That's it. Oh well. What do you do? Yeah, I mean, I guess I should not have attacked with my my 1/2 creature. But if I'd held it back, he would have killed it anyway. It doesn't... yeah. Alright, this is a good hand. Yeah. I guess we go Gene Pollinator into Hull Carver into Galactic Wayfarer. That's fantastic. We're on the draw. We've been on the draw this whole time? I think we have, haven't we? We've drawn a lot of land. Hull Carver next. And hit for 1. Oh, we're good, thanks. More land. Wayfarer next turn. I think I'll trade my Hull Carver for that. If that's what he wants to do. No tricks? Okay. And what's he play? Alright, Wayfarer. The other land. Play our own. And pass the turn. Okay, so I mean, if we want to win this game, we've got to draw something other than land. As much as land is great, it's not going to help us win. We have a handful of literally nothing. Life totals are still at 20, so it's anybody's game. I mean, we're a little bit ahead. I'm not going to block that. Alright. Let's play out Sothera. Because we can turtle down a little bit. And I think that's all right here. We'll pass the turn. Gravkill is a bit of a nombo, as we saw with Sothera, because it exiles. And this is whenever a creature you control dies. Yeah. However, I mean, it does prevent him from really profitably attacking in, which is kind of nice. Does he have something to remove it? I feel like if he had something to remove it, he would have probably destroyed it by now, rather than just kind of mousing it over. At the very least, I guess it's slowing the opponent down, making him burn through some of his timers, which, that's all right. I mean, time is a resource as well. Savior, that's a good card. Yeah. Okay. Another land. Yep. That's the way we like it. So I think we'll hold up the Gravkill. We'll see what opponent wants to do. Worst case, we can use our lander token. Yeah, alright. This one plus O. Yeah, I can see Sothera being a card that really makes you have to decide what you want to do with the board state. All right. Don't feel like this is a good play, but this is where we are, I think. Definitely don't want to let him hit me for a few turns with that. Make that go away. And then let's use this. Because we have to stop drawing lands. Yeah, let's get green. Excellent. Yeah. 9 at this point. Alright. Let's just pass turn. On the bright side, we can play literally everything that we have. I mean, if he attacks and we can get that Ice Cave Crasher, then we got a lot of land to continue to pump it up for trample. But whatever. I mean, Sothera has really... Ooh, nice. Wow, that's a fantastic special guest card. All right. That's a good one. Another land. 10. Excellent. Just what we always wanted. On the bright side, it looks like opponent has a lot of land as well. So, hard to complain about that, I guess. Zealot. Alright. Opponent's going very wide. I mean, we'd be dead now if it wasn't for Sothera, so I can't complain that much, but I would really like to get something into play. That's not a land. We've drawn 5 cards in this whole game. Another land. Yes. Excellent. Yeah, well, I mean, that's quite a lot of our land. That's 11 of them now, of the 17. So the odds of drawing more land, very small. So hopefully we can at least try to start getting some creatures down on this board state. That would be nice. The fact that Halia can't attack into me with only having 2 creatures is wonderful. I mean, she totally can. Like, that would... Like, opponents should probably be attacking in. But, yeah. Don't tell them that. Alright, Sothera wipes out another timer, which is alright. Okay, cool. Yep. All right. So we will take 10. It's going to be the Wayfarer, I assume. Yep. Not sure why opponent put the token on there. Dreadnought. Yeah. Okay, that is something that is 100% useless. But I think we can... Let's just get our lander guy. For 6 versus a 5/5. I mean, yeah. Let's get a lander token. Oh, we should have played the battle cruiser. Oh my god, that was terrible on my part because it's not actually a creature. That doesn't really have any effect, I guess. Anyway, let's pass turn. I mean, this game is over because you can't draw 11 land in a game and hope to win. But, you know, I don't feel like that's bad play on our part. I feel like it's just... That's the variance of Magic. Yep. And now they attack and turn it into a 7/6 or station, I guess. That's an interesting choice. I don't think it's the right one. Pass. Okay. Ah, yeah. Okay, so station it at 10, and then it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the nutty thing is that I think it was pretty much game if opponent just put the token on the creature. Yep. Well, we are doomed here. We'll see what we draw. That is absolutely not helpful. Another land. Wayfarer. Play it out anyway. Yeah, again, like, it's tough. We drew 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 land. That is a little challenging. That's a 20/20. And then we'll concede. Good game. Yeah, opponent really went off. I mean, it was so close, but Sothera, I guess, really all it did was provide us with a way to drag the game out a little bit. I mean, we had, what, 4 draws with Sothera that were all land. So that's not useful. This might be my shortest draft in a long time. I don't know that during Final Fantasy, I don't think I ever went 1 and 3. So let's see if that's what happens here. I can't keep this, especially not on the play. This is pretty much the same hand. Actually, this is worse because I can't play anything at all. Wow, this has not been my draft. Absolutely not been my draft. We'll try to get up to 4 land, I guess. I think we should probably turf the battlecruiser because I don't see that being useful. I mean, decode transmissions might come in handy, but man, this is horrible. We have to hope to draw a swamp, which I guarantee this will be the time when I don't draw any land. There's no point to playing that. Okay, that's a very good first play. Can't play that. And I really don't want to play the Broodguard Elite for 1 because it's not going to be able to do anything anyway. It can't even block the Starfighter pilot. I mean, if we draw into a swamp, then I think we're in the game. If we don't get a swamp for a couple of turns, I think this game is pretty much over before it even started. Nice. There we go. All right. So let's try to get down the color. That will at least block everything. Next turn we can warp in the Elite, play the Hull Carver. We've actually got a few things that we can do now. It would be really nice to get another swamp, I feel like, but you know, for land, lets us play pretty much everything in the deck. Team leader, that's good. Yeah. Well, I'm very glad I got the color, because that is helpful. So, I mean, yeah, let's play the Death Toucher. I mean, he's going to be able to start tapping my stuff, which is unfortunate, but I feel like if we play this for 3, then we can put it on the color, which will make him, at the very least, have to tap the color. And then we do have something that can block everything else profitably. Like the Memorial Team Leader, I don't want that to start getting in. So we'll do that. No, no attacks, because... Now, he's definitely going to tap down my color. Or kill it, I guess. He could also kill it. Next turn we can play out the Brewguard Elite for another 3, which is totally what we want to do here, I think. He's going to tap my color before we go to combat. So let's do that first. I mean, all these black cards is really awkward, I will say. All right, tap the color. Nope. Okay. Maybe he has white removal, but I mean, I'm not attacking into this. Yeah, let's just play it for 3. Gives us another blocker. And I mean, if he decides to attack in, yep, there we go. No, I'm good. I'm not in a position to be able to sacrifice any creatures currently. All right, gonna attack 3. That's fine. Pollinator is a good draw. I do like that. Yeah. So we play the Pollinator. Is a sorcery. I mean, it feels really bad to use the Embrace Oblivion on the Starport security, but I mean, it is effectively tapping down my best creature. So I don't want to promote that necessarily. Let's kill the, yeah, let's do this. Creature I control can go here. And he'll probably want to tap down my guy. Yeah. Alright. No attacks. We're good. Oh, the gastronaut. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So here, I think this turn we're going to attack. Get in for 5. We are going to decline that. All right. Yeah, we are definitely going to do that. Get down, Sothera. This way, I mean, at least, like, next turn we can use Embrace Oblivion. Though, again, I guess that's a non-bow with Sothera, because whatever I decide to kill of his, he just then decides to sacrifice that. So my creature has to be sacrificed first. So, but it should lead to a little bit of confusion, at least, which is my hope. And what is that? Oh, Endless Sands. Yeah, that is interesting for sure. Huh. Definitely a way to keep his creatures. Alright, yep. Kind of saw that coming. But that's great, because now he has to exile something of his own. And I will get that back. Amazing. I mean, it's probably better to do the sweeper, but don't really... No, that's... Okay, so what we will do first is tap that for black. And we'll give ourselves a little bit extra mana. Cool. See what we get from Decode Transmissions. Yeah, Sothera is very confusing. It's definitely slowing games down. Which is, you know, maybe not the most fun thing in the world to watch, but... Alright, we'll do Decode. That is unfortunate. I didn't have enough mana to play it anyway. But I think we probably just hold back here. Yeah, like I don't want to take 4 damage. Especially when I have something that has reach coming in next turn. We'll just hold off, be defensive. I mean, opponent has a lot more cards than I do. I assume some of them are at least removal spells. Very likely. Does he have a disenchant? Does he have a way to deal with... No? Alright, that's good. That's good too. More land. But that gives us the Lash Whip, which is amazing. And then we, once again, we want to hold back here so that we don't take a whole host of damage. Yep. Let's just hold back. Sothera is very defensive, so we definitely want to just play it defensively. Hope that we draw into something that's not quite as landish. Outlandishly landish. Doesn't seem like Endless Sands can save creatures from Sothera. Alright. Yeah, he's just going to station. Okay. That's alright. That's definitely alright. So if we do station it, we'll take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that... Yeah, that is 9. It's not what I would call good. So, yeah, we're kind of held up here a bit. Spacecraft have definitely been very hit and miss in this format. But, I mean, opponent has gone so wide here that I don't know if we can come back from this. We'll see. See how this goes. Okay. It's all right. Two life is definitely very helpful. I think we have to take this opportunity to station. Yeah, let's station it with this guy as well. Because this way, at least we have another creature. Bombard, yep, so he's going to have to lose something, which is going to be the 1/1 token, for sure, yep. Okay. Hmm. Let's, next turn, we can block 2, take 3. Yeah, I mean, we've got to do something. We absolutely have to do something here. If we just hold back, we're not going to win the game. Yep, all right. Well, we have to do this. Take 3. Oh no, we can also do this. Take 2. Opponent will have to sacrifice. Do they have a sweeper? That's the question. Or do they have a way to do 2 direct damage? Which is probably what it is. Yeah, 3 damage to each opponent. That was a great game. Oh well. Let's activate that. Yeah. So we went 1 and 3. That was embarrassing. Don't want to think about that, but well, what do you do? Probably should have only attacked with 1 creature that turn just to be safe, but yeah. 100 gems. Okay, so we've got about a half hour left in the stream. I'm kind of thinking that, let's see what we have here. So we've got Mastery. I've got a pack of Edge of Eternities that I wanted to open on stream. See what we get in our actual pack. Wow, we should have got that. Okay, let's get a Hull Carver because it was very useful to us. Great little card. And what is in the store today? Planes? No. None of this is particularly useful. Weekly announcements are here. All right, so we did get a pack of Edge of Eternities to open. It's not a collector's pack. I do have some collector's packs that I want to open later in the season. But for now, yeah, I'm just going to open a couple of normal packs. And so let's turn on our card cam. There we go. And let's see what we get. So you got a human soldier / lander token. That's not particularly interesting. Let's start here. So Blooming Stinger. That's an okay common. Cav Landseeker is a great little common. When this creature enters, create a lander token. Already quite good there. At the beginning of the end step on your next turn, sacrifice that token. So you have to get rid of it as quickly as you can. Beamsaw Prospector, which was, you know, again, quite useful in our last game. Cloud Sculpt Technician, as long as you control an artifact, this creature gets +1/+0, and it's 3 mana for 1/4 flyer, which is not too bad. Bright Sphere Zealot, great card. Vigilance, 2/0, as long as you can double spell, so it often ends up being a 4/4. Pinnacle Killship is a great little spacecraft. Meltstrider's Gear, I'm not very keen on. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has reach. The downside of this is that it takes 5 to re-equip something, which, yeah, I really don't. This is not something I pick in draft, that's for sure. The Bygone Colossus, another card where it's, you know, if you can warp this in for 3 and then use it to crew a spaceship, then that's great. To station a spaceship, that's great. But other than that, not fantastic. Not what I would call fantastic. Full bore. Target creature you control gains +3/+2 until end of turn. If it was cast for its warp cost, it also gains trample and haste. Not exciting. Not something I would be picking very highly in draft. The Navigator, quite a good card. It's a great little looter. Good 2/1 2-drop. Meltstrider's Resolve. When this aura enters, enchanted creature fights up to one target creature an opponent controls. We used that quite effectively in our previous draft, so that's cool. Oh, Sunstar Chaplain. I haven't had the pleasure of drafting this one yet. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And for 2 mana, you can remove a +1/+1 counter from a creature you control and tap target artifact or creature. Not too bad. A 3/2 for 2 mana is quite nice. And then Shambling Vent. It's a white-black creature land. So, yeah, kind of interesting. These are... Oh, and it's a foil. I didn't even see that. Not a galaxy foil or anything, just a normal foil. We got a green forest. Again, not exciting. But yeah, the Chaplain's cool. I could see that being great in a little white aggro deck. So again, our deck maybe not the best thing in the world. It might not have been our greatest draft deck, and we kind of knew that. Like, we didn't have anything like particularly exciting, let's say, but I really thought it was going to go more than 1 win and 3 losses. I mean, one of those losses was nothing but land. And then even this previous game, like, we hit an absolute glut of land at a point where we really needed to be doing something. But that's Magic. I mean, you get flooded, you get these droughts of mana as well, and those can have a massive impact on the game. The best deck can't win if it draws, what was it, 13 of my 17 land got drawn in that second game, the second loss. That's appalling. And then, again, we probably did keep some hands that weren't great, but that last game where I had to mulligan and then drew a hand that was even worse than what I had, it's hard. It's really hard, but like the original hand I couldn't keep, there was nothing playable in it. And then when I drew my second hand, I mean, that was also absolutely nothing playable. And if you're not doing anything until turn 3 and 4, it's really hard to win the game. That's... yeah, that's just how Magic goes. You have to be doing stuff. I mean, the one game where we did stuff turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 was fantastic, and maybe our curve was a little too high. We did have a couple of 1-drops. We had some good 2-drops. 3 was a bit spurious. I mean, a lot of our creatures were in the 4-drop range, and that doesn't really feel all that great, let's say. It's 4 drops can be good, but we had a few too many of them. Sothera was probably the MVP of the day. That was a fantastic card, and it really did hold out my games. Like the game where I drew nothing but land, if I hadn't had Sothera, I would have been dead in 2 turns instead of like 10. Which, you know, I mean, I still lost the game, so dragging it out for another 15 minutes was probably not that great. It was certainly not that fun to draw land after land after land after land. That never feels good. But you know, that's just how it goes. And at least we were able to stabilize any other card in the deck, and we would have just been run completely over. So we're still figuring this set out. That is, I think, probably the biggest lesson from today, is that trying to put together a decent deck in this format is challenging still. I'm not anywhere near that point yet. We had some good cards, but we weren't able to effectively use them. The spaceships, I feel, are really underperforming. Maybe some of them that can be crewed a little lower, like at a little bit lower values, are a lot better. But when it takes a lot of time, and especially when you get into the end game and a board state is quite locked up, I mean, we were never, like, we had a couple of games where we were in no position to crew those ships, and quite a few ships don't do anything when they come down, and those are probably pretty worthless. but it's hard to say. Like, it's not great to play a card that is only effective if you're already winning. It would be much better to play cards that would have a major impact on the board state and hopefully try to reverse you. Like a removal spell where you could potentially get a 2-for-1 is going to be a much better use of your resources than trying to play a ship that then you have to tap 3 of your defending creatures and end up taking like 7 damage in a turn, which is where we were. We probably should have played things a little bit safer. But yeah, anyway, that's the game. We've got about 20 minutes left in the stream. What do you guys think like the MVP card was? To me, it was Sothera. That was an absolutely fantastic card. I feel like the battleship, the battlecruiser that we got was probably a little bit of a trap, because at no point were we able to really effectively use that. And even the green spacecraft that we got, probably a trap. We used that once to put 2 1/1 counters on. We crewed it and it got obliterated immediately. So that's that. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of artifact removal in the game, and like when a spaceship is both an artifact and a creature, there is a ton of removal that can effectively deal with it. I think early on as well, we probably tried to play around sweepers that didn't exist, and we may have been in a better state if we had played to the board a little bit more. But it's really hard because an opponent is dirtling a little bit. The natural thought in your mind is, do they have a sweeper in their hand that they're going to play against us and remove our entire board set? Because, you know, 3-for-1, not good. And something like the 0-point sweeper that would then bring back a card from a graveyard becomes like, you know, like a 3-for-0, basically. That's not good. So we're still getting used to how things are played here, what the powerful cards are, how to put decks together. Golgari doesn't seem particularly strong in this format, and I may be wrong in that, but there is certainly not a whole ton of graveyard recursion. We didn't even get to play, like at no point did we see our Ice Till creature, which was something I was really excited to play. But at no point did we ever see that in the draft. So yeah, I mean, sometimes, like, to me, that was one of the most exciting cards in the deck. We didn't see it in 4 games, which probably, you know, led to a bit of our loss ratio there. Anyway, this has been Mint Alpha Lotus. I'm going to cut the stream a little bit short. We're, you know, about 20 minutes short or so. But if you liked what I did, please like and subscribe. I could totally use the support. And not only that, you get to see all the drafts I do. I tend to stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So my schedule is all posted both on YouTube and on Twitch. All my social media links are there. So yeah, drop us a like and check out what we do. We'll be back again on Wednesday. And before then, I do definitely want to try to get a draft in off stream as well. So I'll be posting a video from that, especially if it goes well, and maybe even if it doesn't. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Until Wednesday, this has been Mint Alpha Lotus. Really appreciate you all helping me to move up in the rankings and try to make some sense of this crazy new set with bizarre mechanics. But yeah, I'll be back very soon on Wednesday. I might, like, normally I stream early in the, like a little earlier, before noon on Wednesdays, but I'm thinking I might bump that back a little bit until maybe the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Until then, this has been Mint Alpha Lotus telling you all to keep it mint.